Hello, this is Tony Hiller from RealClimateScience.com. Scientific inquiry frequently has a story behind it. This story begins with our wedding at my father's house in Los Alamos, New Mexico 2 years ago. My wife, Kyrie, loves English roses. So this year she decided to plant a number of David Austin rose bushes in our garden. Unfortunately, Wyoming has a very short growing season though. I thought about building a greenhouse in the backyard to extend the growing season. But greenhouses have a lot of problems, particularly in a very windy place like Wyoming. So I settled on building a solar-powered shed to keep the roses warm during the autumn and spring. This has been working very well, and we still have roses blooming in the middle of November, despite the fact we've had a number of nights down in the single digits. I also installed a wind turbine up on top of a 20-foot pole. Building the solar and wind-powered shed required a lot of work, and it also required a large vehicle. I couldn't transport 10-foot-long poles in my Honda CR-V, so I purchased a truck off Craigslist in Colorado. The $5,000 truck came with a couple very colorful bumper stickers, which I decided to leave on. My father passed away in New Mexico on April 12th, and we planned to have a memorial service for him on October 14th, the day of the eclipse. Los Alamos, New Mexico is one of the places on that day where the moon was completely surrounded by the sun. But a couple of things happened which prevented me from traveling to New Mexico on October 14th. One of the things which happened was 4 new puppies born on September 23rd. The puppies are all doing very well and they're getting quite large. Unfortunately, though, there was some very bad news at the end of September as well. Caesar was my wedding present to Kyrie, and he suddenly became very ill at the end of September. This was his last good day on September 30th. He was diagnosed with a congenital kidney defect which ended his life very quickly. This is Kyrie the dog saying goodbye to her friend and husband, Caesar. And this picture was from my first video of Caesar on July 4th, 2021. Needless to say, I couldn't travel to New Mexico on October 14th, so I filmed the eclipse from Wyoming where it was less spectacular. A close friend of my father located his doctoral thesis in his office, which I had never seen before. So last Saturday I made a quick trip down to New Mexico to pick up his thesis as well as a number of other documents which had been recovered from his office. We drove down and back the same day, a round trip of about 1,000 miles. We did a nice hike in Los Alamos, and on the way back we did some four-wheeling on dirt roads I'd never been on before. The truck came in very handy both for its ability to carry 10 boxes of my father's stuff as well as for its ability to travel on difficult roads. On the way back, we stopped in Ponca Springs, Colorado, where I took a picture of this Tesla charging station. There was no wait for people to do their 30 to 60 minute high-speed Tesla charging. There was also no bathroom at the Tesla charging station, which prompted the neighbors to put this sign up across the street. I drove 1,000 miles in one day in a gasoline-powered truck, which would have been impossible in a Tesla. Because of the long charging times, it would have taken 2 days to make the same trip, and I wouldn't have been able to carry all of those boxes. For my lifestyle, owning a Tesla would be completely impractical and a big waste of money. I'm seeing a lot of people around Cheyenne with electric fat bikes. But for my lifestyle, I would rather pedal the bike myself and get some exercise. I can't think of a scenario where owning an electric vehicle would make any sense for the way I live. There are a lot of problems with electric vehicles. Last year, some of the roads around Washington, D.C. were shut down for 24 hours in a snowstorm. When cars run out of fuel, they become immobile. With gas or diesel-powered cars, all they need is for somebody to bring them a gallon of fuel. But if an electric vehicle dies in the middle of the highway, it's much more difficult to get it moving again. If all of these vehicles had have been electric, like politicians say they want, it would have taken several days or weeks to clear out all of the cars. Somebody made a very funny parody video purporting to show Greta Thunberg talking about military vehicles.
War is always bad, specifically for the planet. If we want to continue fighting battles like environmentally conscious humans, we must make the change to sustainable tanks and weaponry. There are so many new concepts for battery-powered fighter jets that can carry many more missiles, biodegradable missiles, of course. Something literally everybody can do to stop this nonsense is, for example, block the roads to gardens and farms so the plants don't get overrun by these heavy, heavy tanks. Hand grenades, very important. If you use hand grenades, please use vegan grenades. No animal should have to give their life for all this mayhem and chaos. They have a special sticker on them. You really can't miss them in the grenade market or wherever you buy them. Yeah, I cover all of this and more in my newest book, Vegan Wars.
The video is pretty funny, but it covers a serious topic. There wouldn't be any way to recharge an electric tank which was penetrating deep into enemy territory. You can bring liquid fuels to a tank in another vehicle, but it's very difficult to bring that much electricity. I'm going to stick with my $5,000 truck, which can travel 1,000 miles in a day and carry lots of boxes. And I'll stay away from $60,000 cars which have a very limited range and no bathroom at the filling station. Toto has been pulling back the curtain on the climate scam for more than 15 years. You can visit him and his family on the web at realclimatescience.com.